Yo, what up, Kang?
Yo, Seabear, what's up, man?
What you on, man?
I think we should get to work.
What you got in mind, man?
I think you know what we need to do.
Welcome to the Kang Seabear Show.
That's our dedicated clap.
Yes, it is. A little clap track.
For those of you who don't know, that's when you clap your butt cheeks together and it goes track. Just kidding. That's how we line up the footage from all the cameras.
Yes, sir, it is.
Fun little trick.
Well, after about, 30, 40 minutes of trying to get the mic cords to stop making a horrible buzzing noise, here we are.
After absolute nuclear core meltdowns, technical difficulties.
About to fucking scream, kill everybody.
I like that. That'd be fun. That's what Akron needs. We're doing this this podcast from Akron, Ohio. I got my best friend here, Zach Stroman.
Hello.
Came down for a visit from Chicago.
It's been lovely being here.
It's been a good time. Do you wanna kick this one off?
Yeah, sure.
Tell them what it's about.
Welcome to the Kang and Seabear Show, Variety Hour, brought to you by the diet of coffee and Takis, guaranteed to make you lose 20 pounds by crapping your brains out.
It's the new Jillian Michaels diet.
Oh, yes, sir.
After 3 hours of extensive cardio.
Atkins who?
Yeah. You snort the Takis through your butthole. Wash it down with coffee.
Oh.
Anyways. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's just introduce what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, drove down here. Jackson's babysitting his boss's dog. Shout out to Tony for letting us use this space.
Yeah, it's a wonderful space. So much room and opportunities. We got quite a few stations set up for our creative endeavors, which is good.
Really cool house. And we're basically doing what we're calling a creative retreat for our self-made production company, Command Z Media. Kind of multimedia thing. Jackson does some artwork, graphic design. I'm producing music. We make videos, and it's all kind of bundled together. And we're trying to break into the podcast world now.
Yeah, kind of two halves of a whole, you and I, which is interesting. So yeah, as Zach mentioned, Command Z Media, something we started. Was that back in college?
Yes,
It sure was.
I wanna
After we
say it
met
was.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming.
it has. I think the idea behind the name Command Z, for those, Control Z, it's the undo function on a computer. And I was observing the world of design and art, and I thought a lot of things could be changed. So I said, why don't we try to do something, or try to undo some things that are being done, and try to bring back a little more creative freedom and execution. So that was kind of the idea for Command Z.
Love it.
Also, I want Apple to sue me because that's good press.
Yes, it is.
I didn't put the dash in, so it's technically not the same. Come at me, Apple.
Yeah, so we're here now, working on some music. We're hopefully going to be putting out an album sometime soon, under the name Metaphorical Oracles, which is just kind of our rap personas, Kang
Yeah.
and Seabear.
Almost 8 years we've been doing this.
Yep.
Now, there has been a little hiatus, which is what we're going to pull back to on this episode, kind of where our journey as friends and creatives began.
Origin story of the superheroes.
The origins of the oracles.
The Oracles.
The oracles. Yeah, last night we were recording, and we were doing what would you call that? Like a double track?
Yeah, it was like a little spoken word outro before like the last chorus, and Jackson says like, provided by the Metaphorical Oracles. But the first time we recorded it, it just comes out as Metaphorical Oracles.
So we came up with the genius idea to sell a product called the Metaphorical Snorkle. The top half's actually closed. It's the idea that you could breathe underwater with it, but you can't.
And it's environmentally friendly. It doesn't harm the metaphorical orcas.
And it, takes care of things evolutionary. Some people will put that on and believe it, and they won't resurface. So
Yeah.
that's good. All right. Well, given that we're going to reel it back to 2013,
Fuck.
that's when we met, which was
Crazy.
interesting. Yeah.
10 years.
10 years.
Nutty.
So I met Zach through a mutual friend. I had started school in Arizona, NAU, Flagstaff, represent, Lumberjacks.
F-Town.
Yeah. Our buddy Milan, actually, yeah. We've also been in a band with him. You and Milan have done a lot creatively as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was through Milan that I met Zach one fateful evening at a party, actually. We're all hanging out, and Zach and I were like, we weren't standoffish. We just didn't know each other. But then I can't remember what spun into us actually hanging out for the first time, like how we got there. Do you recall?
If I remember correctly, I think it might even go a little farther back than that. Because are
shit.
you thinking of that Halloween party?
I am.
Dude, I think we met each other before that.
Oh, that's right.
So Milan brought you and Micah to my mom's house where I was staying for like the summer. And you came down to my basement and we were freestyling for a little while.
We were. Skibbity bop bop a doop bop bibby.
Yep. I think that was the first time we met. And that was only like, I think we smoked a little weed and
A little? Not in college.
nah, never.
No.
But I think you guys were only there for like maybe an hour.
That's right.
And then I didn't see you again for like a long time after that.
I think it was also, you had that little drum set in the basement.
Yes.
And I said, oh my gosh, you got a drum set? And you're like, oh, you play drums? And from that point, yeah.
You're like,
okay.
yes.
Yes.
So yeah, there's that, and then the party, and then I was living in Tucson at the time, but I moved back to Flagstaff, and then we started doing the Earth Like Iron stuff, which is the band that we were in with Milan.
That's right. What'd
which-
you call that? Like post-hardcore, post-rock?
Yeah, like post-hardcore
That's punk rock
/
too,
punk,
yeah.
pop punk, melancholia.
Yeah.
Um,
You can actually check that music out online too. It's pretty good.
we'll be re-releasing it as well in the coming months. But we never really did a whole lot with that. We recorded 3 EPs, Milan and I mostly, just because we didn't really have a good way to record drums. And then we did one live show, which fucking blew everybody away.
Yeah, not to toot our horns, but to totally toot both of them. That was probably one of the best shows I ever played. We were in this house, a house party, and we literally, like, the walls were shaking, and everyone was listening. That was probably the greatest feeling.
It was awesome.
Oh my gosh, felt like celebrities. That was so good.
I've never been as high as I was that night.
No, and we worked for it. It wasn't like we just chumped it and got up there. Like, I mean, we spent, 2 years playing in the basement, whatever.
Yep.
You know what? Now that you say that, now I remember how we kind of started off. You guys were making the music, and then you were having me make the artwork
Right.
for the albums. And then through that, Zach and I started becoming closer friends. And then we shared a affinity for making hip-hop music.
So that's when we started. Jackson would come over to my studio apartment, and we would drink Foster's beer, smoke weed, and make fucking stupid rap.
They were stupid, but it ended up being, it just worked for us.
It's profound, really.
It really is. We kind of crafted this. I call it crap, comedy rap. For a while, like it was crap. And we were pretty dedicated to, the themes of these albums and the nature of them, but we kind of created characters around them.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of proliferate the idea of Kang and Seabear. Or I don't want to say our alter egos, but if you hear the music, you'll understand.
Well, and it's like, especially, we did like 2 mixtapes of just beats we had downloaded off the internet, and one of them was just a bunch of random shit, and then the second one was one where we basically, every song we were playing different characters. Like we're doctors in one, we're dinosaurs in one,
Bank robbers, superheroes, boogeymen, zombies, ninjas. I mean,
it's like all over the place.
It is. And somehow, though, I think that really unlocked a part of us we weren't aware of. Because I never had any idea, like, I could do that.
Oh, same. And me personally, I had been doing my own like individual rap music for a little while,
Which is phenomenal, by the way, not to cut you off.
Shut up.
No, it's beautiful.
But that definitely unlocked, I think, a little bit more of like a silly side in me. Cause like, you don't want to take it serious, but then like sometimes it just sounds super corny, and like unlocking that ability to laugh and have fun with it really is important, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And learning how to craft something worth listening to when it's so absurd, it's hard.
It is.
We I just want to throw this in here for a second, but we both definitely take a lot of inspiration from South Park.
Oh, hell yeah. In fact, we use South Park sound bites in some of our songs.
Yeah, we're really huge fans of that. Because
Gotcha,
again,
fucking
fast,
fast.
Uncle Fucker. And I think the best part about all of it is we definitely want to perform live and make this our life. But at the end of the day, when I'm an old man, I'm still gonna listen to the crap we made.
Fuck
and
yeah.
That's what it's about. Like I've never laughed harder in my life when we made that stuff.
No.
Gave me like profound happiness. It's amazing. But yeah, that's interesting. I remember that time. We kind of started just like when we met. It's like, oh, we get along really well. Oh, we got the same ideas. Like, and creating has been just like an effortless process, really.
We're on the same similar wavelengths, definitely.
And I think it works though in part because individually we're both really focused on our craft.
Yep.
And like through that we're able to combine and make these productions.
It's hard to find somebody that's as dedicated and like willing to put in the work sometimes, and that it can be discouraging.
Yeah, and especially someone who's not going to be overly arrogant about it.
Right.
Like I don't think we've had many issues, if any at all. Except
I mean,
the time I
I've
fell
dealt with
asleep on
some,
your
but-
floor.
Which one? Which time?
Oh,
was that?
sorry, yeah. Zach, I forgot my keys, my wallet, and my phone after you just dropped me off at my apartment.
Fuck that, dude. That's better than the time that I accidentally left my fucking plastic trash can on top of the burning stove while I drove you home.
You know what? I'm going to let you tell that story. They deserve to hear that.
Oh yeah, so it's basically like we were recording and I had a dog at the time, Rita, who I was gonna leave there while I drove Jackson home afterwards.
Oh, Rita.
And I had this little plastic trash can, like one of those, ones you keep in your bathroom, and it had a bunch of shit in it. So I put it up on the stove to keep her out of it while I was gone. But what I didn't realize is like right before we had left, Jackson had kind of like leaned against the stove and like twisted the knob for the burner with his ass.
I'm a subconscious arsonist, dude.
Asinist.
I'm an asinist.
And so, yeah, basically this plastic fucking trash can is sitting on the burning hot plate stove the whole time I'm gone, which it's like 15, 20 minutes driving him home. And I come back and the whole place is filled with just like burning plastic smoke everywhere. And like,
Yeah.
oh, wait. Rita was in the car with me. I don't know why I even left the trash can on the stove to begin with. Did I just pull it up?
I'm going to say there was some influence going on.
Ugh.
Might have been the weed or the beer
Yeah, maybe.
or the crushing weight of being in college. I don't know.
Maybe
All
I just
three.
didn't want her getting into stuff while we were like recording.
I think that was
I
it.
don't know. That was such a long time ago.
It was. Oh yeah, and I like to give you a visual on how my ass did that. I like my butt cheeks clamped the knob the knob together. And it's like, yeah, activate,
Ass debate.
ass debate. Oh man,
Uh,
that's good. But reeling it back in. So yeah, I mean, that was the cool thing. We, as independent as we've been in our own creative things, I think coming together, creating something of our own, and still being able to do our own stuff has been really rewarding. But
oh, 100%.
yeah, and maybe we can, talk about or separate from that and kind of hit on how we became the metaphorical oracles, the oracles, and rapping in general, really.
I mean, do you wanna leave it off on this one?
Yeah, yeah. I remember. Okay, so I think after the artwork and then playing in Earth Like Iron, I remember you like coming to me because I know I had expressed to you. I was like, yeah, I love to freestyle. Who doesn't? But shoot, I can't remember.
I think
This is bad for the podcast.
okay.
My memory.
Here's the
gist?
deal. I'm remembering now. So
Was so long ago.
we had freestyled before together and like talked about that, and I think Milan was in Chile for study abroad.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And so I was focusing more on like my solo creations, like rap, and I was doing a couple little guitar things, and I was finishing off an album that I'd been working on for a couple of years, and I wanted you to be on a track,
That's right.
and we called it the Metaphorical Oracles.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
I was like, oh, I got this idea, like I have this name, and we'll call ourselves that, and then that turned into like, hey, like we should do this as like a group
Yeah,
and call ourselves the Metaphorical Oracles.
that's right. And it's interesting, again, how we met. We're kind of like a very similar human being. Like you had developed Kang and these rap personas.
Mhm.
And I used to play music long before college. I did a lot of bands, all that stuff. But everybody called me the Seabear, SEA bear. And I think
BARE, if you're
Yeah.
wondering.
yeah, not beer. But I think that I was like, that's a fantastic nickname. I actually got it tattooed on my knuckles. It's funny. People are
Perfect.
like, "Who's Sean Bear?" I'm like, they're like, you got a boyfriend?" I'm like, no. I'm the
Yes.
Sea Bear. But that was something we kind of hit on, and like, it just seemed too perfect. Like Kang and Seabear. It's a great duo combination.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, I helped you out on that, and then I think I had asked you. I was like, "Hey, you think you could make me some beats?"
Which, yes, that was how one tracks came to be a thing. That was just making beats for him to freestyle over.
Yeah, I kind of got a little fire under my ass when he
That
said he could do
heinous,
it.
beautiful masterpiece.
That is yeah. You know, in 2023, that would not be a well-received album.
Probably not.
No, but it was just kind of, I think, where I was at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say whatever I want, and it was nothing like too offensive, but who knows? Yeah, it's cool. And this is when I kind of realized Zach and I were like, this is gonna work no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave him like a few sentences of what I was thinking for the music, and I remember going to your dad's house, and you're like, all right, go in the closet. It was like all of his suits. But yeah, so I'm in the closet and Zach plays the first song, and I was like, damn. For one, it was great, all the layers of it. But I was like, this is exactly what I was thinking about. Like, exactly what I was thinking about. And I don't know. Something clicked in me. Again, I didn't have the confidence to really record my voice or like rap, but I remember that. Like, I did that one in one take. And that was kind of like the inspiration for that album,
Mm-hmm.
One Tracks. And it was really just to just be okay with your mistakes, say what you have to, and then look back on it and refine it, you know, down the road. But don't be afraid to obviously express yourself.
Yeah.
And like, you know, portray your persona you've created, which has been fun. We've had a blast.
Hell yeah.
We've
We've come so far.
yeah, having a good time. But yeah. So we've been doing that for a while. It's actually been so after college I moved back home, came back to Akron, Ohio. You were still in Flagstaff, right?
Yeah, I was there for a couple years before moving to Chicago.
That's right. Oh yeah, you're somewhere in Chicago for how long?
Coming up on 5 years this August, I think.
That's right. And
Yeah.
we've been able to, thankfully, thanks to the advent of technology, work, you know, over the web. But the fact that you're here today for 2 weeks in the isolated mansion we're in, it's a good time.
It is. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a good chance for us to finish up some unfinished business.
Yeah. Should we talk about that unfinished business, or
I mean, I think we're running out of camera time. We might have to cut it short on this first episode.
that's fine? Yeah.
Unless you want to just keep rolling and not have the film.
You know what? I think this is good enough. It's a brief introduction. It's our first one, so it's a little loose, you know.
I'm a little nervous and camera shy
Yeah,
as well.
it's a
I
lot.
don't know what to do with my hands.
If you could see beyond what you see from us, there's cameras everywhere, there's lights. It's a little nerve-wracking.
It is.
And but that's okay. Again, what I said earlier, just do it
Exactly.
and then keep doing it and it'll get better.
But
Yeah.
we'll be posting some more podcasts. We're recording a little bit more while we're doing some work here, updating and just kind of getting people caught up with what we're doing, even though probably no one really gives a shit right now, but you will.
You know what? My mother and my brother, they love it. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Two
And as
people
long
at
as
your
you
show.
love it.
That's right. And that's why we do this at the end of the day. Zach and I are the biggest goofy dudes. Like,
Uh.
all we want to do is laugh and fart and fart about laughing. Yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, I mean, maybe we can give them a little outline of what's next.
Coming up, we're working on, we just re-recorded a song that we had recorded a while ago, Castrate, which is going to sound really cool and redone. The video or the audio for the original version of the track will be released or is already on YouTube. So we'll put the link below.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to that and hype yourself up for what's coming,
And then you'll hear the new version of it that we've put a lot of work into.
which is going to sound awesome and epic.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And then we're going to maybe do like another like little 3 or 4 song EP. And then we're working on an album as well, which don't want to give too much away at the moment, but we'll,
Also a TV show, all of your stuff. I mean, we're busy. We're busy guys.
yeah, we're working on some graphic design on Jackson's End and somewhere in
Photography.
Chicago, which the link for that pilot episode will also be in the description.
Oh yeah.
That's a fun thing that we're trying to work on, and we've been crafting some scripts for that, and hopefully get to film in those sometime in the near future.
That's something we're That's it.
If
So,
there are any actors out there who need small, stupid roles, like, give us a call.
yeah, they may be small and stupid now, but it's going to be significant in the future
Yeah,
because this show is going to be something. We believe it.
I think so.
Well, all right. Thank you for tuning in to the Kang and Seabear show.
Join us next time for some more fun and games.
Woo!
Ew!
Poo poo rain.
Poo poo rain.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Have a good one.
I said, guys.